Hello, I'm Christopher Anderson, and today I will be telling you about the case of Andrew Green versus Paramount Pictures. The issue of Green versus Paramount Pictures is that Andrew Wigwam Green was a director, general counsel, and the head of corporate finance for a brokerage company, Stratton Oakmont, alongside Jordan Belfort in the 90s. Jordan Belfort wrote a memoir about his times at Stratton Oakmont, depicting all the drunken, drug fueled escapades that happened at the company, and this memoir was made into a movie. When Andrew Green saw this movie, he felt that the character, Nikki Rugrat Koskov, was based on him, and the character was depicted engaging in illegal and immoral activities like drugs, drinking, having sex with prostitutes, money laundering, and many other things. Green claimed that this depiction was him and that it was causing defamation of his character. Green then filed a suit against Paramount Pictures for the alleged defamation. In this case, the United States Court of Appeals Second Circuit ruled in favor of Paramount Pictures, citing that the defendants had not acted with knowledge or reckless disregard for the truth and making defamatory statements of and concerning him. There are three reasons that the court ruled this way, which are: 1. Representatives for Paramount Pictures made sure to go through articles, personal accounts of the stories, and they researched the story. Paramount Pictures decreased the number of characters involved in the story by making composite characters, or characters based on multiple people, so that they can ensure that no person in the story was defamed because it could not be traced back to any one person. 2. No reasonable viewer would believe that Nikki Koskov was depicting Andrew Green because there was no character named Andrew Green, and the characters were based on multiple people. And 3. The film had a disclaimer that informed the audience that the characters and events in the movie were based on a true story, but they were fictionalized for dramatization. The disclaimer read, "While this story is based on actual events, certain characters, characterizations, incidents, locations, and dialogue were fictionalized or invented for purposes of dramatization. With respect to such fictionalization or invention, any similarity to the name or to the actual character or history of any person, living or dead, or any product or entity or actual incident, is entirely for dramatic purpose and not intended to reflect on an actual character, history, product, or entity." To understand why the court ruled as they did, we need to apply the actual malice test and look at the three criteria to determine if the character is of or concerning the plaintiff. First off, the court tried to find if Paramount Pictures had defamed Green knowingly or with reckless disregard of the truth. We can see that Paramount Pictures had not acted with actual malice because they took steps in verifying the events and their sources to make sure that what they were stating was truthful, and adding a disclaimer to state to the audience that the movie had been fictionalized or for dramatization. This shows that they actively took steps to make sure no one's reputation was hurt. Next are three criteria from the of or concerning note. According to the source, Clear and Convincing, Libel and Fiction and the Law of Defamation by the Yale Law Journal, 2020, the three criteria for the note of and concerning are unmistakability, individuality, and conviction. First, the defense proved that the character was not unmistakably Andrew Green because the character's name was Nikki Koskov and he was based on multiple people. This means he could not be representing just one person. Second is individuality. The character was one person, but it was based on multiple people. This means it's not representing an individual. Lastly, the audience belief had to be changed, but the movie made it clear that this was a fictional work and that it was based on true events, so no reasonable viewer could believe that the character was representing Andrew Green. In conclusion, Andrew Green was found to not be represented by the character Nikki Koskov because no reasonable viewer would believe it was him due to the steps that Paramount Pictures took to ensure this. This case shows how someone can believe that a fictional work is libelous, and it shows how these claims can be defended and prevented. This case was a solid example of how the actual malice test is applied to real life and the application of a concerning note. Thank you, and these are my sources.